On January 1st, many news outlets declared the incandescent light bulb extinct, often using puns and plays on words while doing so. One declared, with the advent of 2014, lights go out on the incandescent bulb. Another warned, dark times ahead, incandescent light bulbs banned in 2014. Some asked what would happen to all the jokes and questions about how many lawyers or psychiatrists or even dogs it takes to change one light bulb. Others wonder how they would ever know again when a cartoon character has an idea. Even the major news organizations couldn't resist joining in. Hey, who turned out the lights? Asked NBC News. Fox News asked, lights out for the light bulb? While CBS News didn't ask, but simply declared that it was lights out for the incandescent bulb. However, all these proclamations turned out to be slightly exaggerated. For the incandescent light bulb isn't going the way of the dodo bird. Consumers will still be able to buy them in the traditional filament bulbs for uses in three-way lamps, ovens, refrigerators, and colored lights such as those that we use for bug lights. What is happening is the next phase of a 2007 law requiring more efficient light bulbs. As of 2014, the law limits the amount of energy that 40, 60, 75, and 100-watt light bulbs can use. Since traditional filament bulbs waste 90% of their energy on heat, these bulbs do happen to be the most affected by the ban. So while CNN and others have been offering literal eulogies and obituaries for incandescent bulbs, reports of its death, to paraphrase Mark Twain, are exaggerated. Cartoon characters will still be able to have their eureka moments, and easy-bake ovens will continue to be able to bake. You just won't be able to replace any current 40, 60, 75, or 100-watt light bulbs with the same type. These common wattage bulbs aren't the only lights that are starting to disappear right now. Starting on December 26th and accelerating as we got closer to New Year's Day, Christmas lights began turning off for another year. Many people and businesses have already taken down their decorations, packed them away, and turned their attention elsewhere. Christmas has been moved to the clearance racks, and Valentine hearts are already taking its place. Christmas is now declared done and over with for another year, which will probably start again in about July. Yet when we come to church, we are reminded by the liturgical calendar that Christmas has not yet ended, and that it's not yet time for the lights to be taken down or exchanged for a more efficient model. Today is still Christmas, day 12, as Pastor John said earlier. It's the 12th day that we celebrate the birth of God's light in the world. The 12th day to declare that angels sing of peace on earth and goodwill to all. A day to sing of shepherds and stars shining in the sky, and to speak still of God's presence, seen clearly in an infant lying in a manger. And as we turn towards Epiphany tomorrow, we still hear of Magi seeking out a child by following a star that few others could see, and then discovering God's love in a surprising place. And even tomorrow, as the Christmas season ends, we don't declare it over, but instead declare that the light shines on in a new way. Now that we've celebrated Advent, where we looked for and expected the light to come into the world in our lives. Now that we are finishing up the days of Christmas, when we celebrate the birth of that light, now we come to Epiphany. Epiphany is traditionally the day that we celebrate the Magi coming to see the young Jesus and bringing their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But Epiphany is so much more. It doesn't end on January 6th, but like Christmas itself, is a season that merely begins with the date of the holiday and continues to impact our lives. Epiphany is a reminder that the light of God's love does not come and go depending on a season, but is something that we can carry and share each and every day. Epiphany is the time when we practice holding on to the light just a little bit longer until that light begins to glow through us. Epiphany is a time to remember those sages who embarked on a journey to seek out and be part of what God was doing, and then commit ourselves to following their example. And even though we are going to take down the Christmas decorations today after the service, Epiphany is a time for us to embrace what we've been celebrating all these days and apply ourselves to finding ways to share it with the rest of the year. Epiphany is our celebration of Christmas extended, our celebration of God's love, God's work for justice and peace, and a declaration of good news for the poor and the hurting that now continues through us. It is a reminder that it was as it was for the people that Isaiah spoke to, that even when it seems darkest and that there is no possible way out, that God's light will continue to surprise us and the world, that God's love will shine so brightly that it can't be put in storage or on a shelf or declared extinct. It will shine so brightly that we become illuminated from within, so that we are the ones who arise and shine ourselves as we carry it and Christmas all year round. Poet Anne Weems sums it up this way in her poem, January Song. There is a rumor on the streets that Christmas is over. Lights and ornaments are packed away, trees dragged to the curb, people back to business as usual. We're no longer in the party mood. The humbugging is back in vogue. This is January. How can Christmas be over? The child is just newborn. The song of peace and goodwill still rings in our ears. The shepherds and sages still kneel to this one who is born to us, just born to us. How can Christmas be over? The story of the gospel is just beginning. Those who saw the star now live in its light. We who saw and heard now believe. Christmas is not over. We're just beginning to follow the one who calls us now to live in the light of love. Christmas is not over. It's just beginning. And this is January's song. May you continue to sing January's song of Arise, our light has come. And may it shine through us and through all the world as we carry Christmas with us each and every day. Amen. As we finish up this Christmas season this year and turn to Epiphany, I want to share with you one more piece from another one of my favorite poets. I think you'll recognize the poet as I go on. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Baby Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Baby Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. We know that Christmas doesn't come from a store or only once a year. So I hope that each day, whether it comes with or without ribbons and bows, is a day where you experience the gift of the light of Christmas. And may every day, whether it comes with or without stars and sages to follow, be a day where you share the light of Epiphany. And may God bless you and keep you until we meet again.